I'm here. I'm here. Well, that sucked. That yeah, that sucked. I don't really have any words for that one. That was a soul taker, man. I can tell you that right now. But first, we always have to congratulate the winning team. So congratulations to Philadelphia. That's actually what I expected the first time we played. I kind of expected the Eagles to just whoop our ass. So when the Giants actually were able to do it to them, I remember just sitting there going, this is just something they normally do to us. So today, obviously, this is normally the way these games finish or the way these games are. The Eagles are just way better than us today. There's no excuses, man. No, we were injured this and we were, the officials that. Listen, was there some crazy officiating? Yeah, I think the officiating in the NFL sucks ass everywhere. I think it's terrible. They're very inconsistent, and I'm not blaming that. The Eagles ran for almost 300 yards against us today. They were just better. I mean, it's really all it is. They were just a better team. They went out there. They were the physical team. They took it to us, and they won. I mean, the tush push thing, it's a joke. And it's not because the play. It's just it's never officiated properly. Like Jalen Hurts could get stood up at the line of scrimmage, and they don't blow the whistle dead until he gets the first down. And this time it's obvious that he's reaching forward, and as he reaches forward the entire time he's losing the ball, that should have been a fumble. Maybe the game changes, maybe it doesn't at that point. But again, the Eagles are just way better than us. This isn't on the officials, but I do think the officiating is a joke. Obviously, for me, being such a big Cam Scatteroo fan, that was heartbroken to see that happen to him. It's a horrific injury and it sucks. I don't like to see anybody get hurt like that. I don't care what uniform they're wearing. I hate seeing that. You don't want to see anybody get injured like that. So I want to commend the Eagles fans that were in the stadium. They gave him a big ovation. So, there's always a lot of talk about Eagles fans being classless and celebrating injuries. And yeah, there's a couple of assholes on Twitter, but I mean, they have no life. I mean, that just is what it is. There's always going to be scumbags and pieces of shit in every fan base. We have them too. But you just take those people with a grain of salt and just understand their life is completely meaningless. And if they swallowed a bullet tomorrow, nobody would care. I mean, that's really the way it goes. So you take that with a grain of salt, but the Eagle fans that were in attendance, obviously, don't want to see that happen. And if you're a fan of football in general, I think you like Cam Scatteroo. He's a football player. He's a tough son of a bitch. And I think that anybody that watches him play would love to have him be on their football team. So, again, I thought that was actually showed a lot of class by the Eagle fans in attendance to give the guy an ovation. So, I tip my cap to those people. The Giants, man, listen, they're going to have a lot of ups and downs this year. And they had a couple ups. We beat Philadelphia. We were beating Denver handedly before the roof caved in. And today we just ran into a better team. And that's really all that turned out to be. So they're 2-6. They're not going anywhere this year. I think we knew that. It sucks that Scatteroo got hurt because you just want to see what the young guys do. And you want to see them get better. And you want to see them improve. And you want to see them grow. Jackson Dart, obviously, a tough game for him today. This is the first time Jackson Dart's been in a game where we really just kind of were out of it, where he had to drop back and pass. And so many people, this just kind of become a one-dimensional thing. And, he was under a lot of pressure, obviously, today. And, again, you grow from it. They got that cheap touchdown at the end. I would have sat him at that point, but you're trying to get him as many reps as you can. So, I understand it. I just, we had a lot of people go down with injury today. And I didn't want to see it happen to him. But luckily, he got out of that unscathed. So, I don't know what to say. I will say this. I think Shane Bowen needs to be fired. I think Shane Bowen is a complete disaster. I think he's the worst defensive coordinator I've ever seen in my life. The play on 2nd down and 31 after Jalen Hurts gets sacked for a 21-yard loss, and you give up a 34-yard run to their backup running back, a 34-yard run on a draw play. That's disgraceful. This shit can't happen. To me, it looks like the defense checked out today. Looks like they had no answer. Looked like they quit. Deonte Banks is a Just garbage. He don't even try. He don't even try. He is absolutely worthless. Deonte Banks is worthless. He gives you no value when he's out there at all. He gives you none. By the way, I want to give a big shout out to Sleeper, of course. Sleeper sponsors the streams during the football season. Big shout out to them. Check them out. They are the fastest growing app out there. Almost 11 million users use the Sleeper app. Great promotion going right now. You can click the link in the description and enter the promo code BADDOG. You get a 100% match deposit bonus up to $100 on your first deposit. It only takes 30 seconds to make an entry. You could do it for a minimum of $1. And they have daily fantasy contests all year long. You also can pick over under stats as well. And an even better promotion we're going right now. Again, all you got to do is click the link in the description. Open a Sleeper account. That's it. Use my link. Open a Sleeper account. $20 for free. No deposit required. So you can check out Sleeper. You can have a lot of fun with it. The Giants season's obviously over. So win some cash. Test your football knowledge. But take advantage of it. Just click the link. Open an account. Free $20. And if you like it, guess what? You can still get this deposit. You can still get the 100% match deposit bonus. So take advantage of Sleeper. Appreciate them being there. But yeah, that freaking the game just sucked in general. You can point to a multitude of things, but again, I believe the Eagles are just the better team. But Shane Bowen is a joke. There's way too much talent on this defense for them to be the worst defensive team in the league. And right now they are. I don't think there's a team that's given up more yards. They're definitely got to be the worst in the ground. You gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter against Denver. You come back, you give up 38 points to Philadelphia. There's just no way this guy needs to be fired right now. Right now. You're going nowhere anyway. Get a different defense coordinator in there. You get an interim DC in there. Shane Bowen needs to be fired. He should have been fired last week. He went fired after Dallas. Why is he still here? Like, why is Shane Bowen still here? For the life of me, I don't understand why Shane Bowen is still here. I'll never be able to figure that out, man. It sucks. He's just a shitty defense coordinator. He doesn't know how to blitz. He doesn't know how to play defense. You can blame the players. I know our secondary is banged up, but this shit's been going on all year. Whether our secondary has been healthy or not, this has happened to us all year. This is nothing new with the New York Giants. So why Shane Bowen is still around is beyond me. I think Brian Daboll has a lot to answer for as well. I know he's clinging to Jackson Dart, and I think Jackson Dart has a bright future. I really like Jackson Dart. You've seen him make some plays today where he just is really good at improvising. It's something you can't teach. He just, he's able to do that, extend plays with his legs, get out of these pressure situations and make plays with his arm. I really like Dart, but Dart will succeed whether Daboll's here or not. It's not like Brian Daboll is the reason Jackson Dart is making the plays he's making. So to me, dude, I don't like what they did. I know a lot of people look at what they did with Daniel Jones. They drafted Jones for Shermer. They fired Shermer the first year. Anthony says it best when you do our collectives. It's not Daniel Jones didn't fail here because they fired Pat Shermer. It's because they hired another terrible head coach. And I think if the Giants bring in a real head coach and get a real coaching staff that can get the most out of the players here, you're going to see a much better Giants football team next year. There is a young group of guys to build around. Brian Burns is an absolute stud. Abdul Carter had a really good game today. I felt like Kayvon Thibodeau had made a lot of plays. I mean, you see flashes there, but they're just coached very poorly. It's just completely ineffective, and they never set these guys up in a position to succeed. So it's just very difficult. Well, you're not going to win many games when you're constantly committing penalties. You look unprepared. You have miscommunications in defense on a consistent basis. They give up plays like they did in the second down and 31. It just doesn't make a lot of sense at all, the way things are going here with the New York Giants. But I think he's got to be fired. I don't think you can make it through the year with him. I think you got to try something different. After you give up 277 yards on the ground, I think it's pathetic. And you just take a look at the first touchdown run by Barkley. It was one cut, and nobody was on that side of the field. I don't understand the defensive alignment. I don't understand if it's miscommunication, if it's missed assignments. I don't get it. Um, I just don't understand a lot of things going on with the coaching staff. And I think as long as the Giants have have these guys at the helm, I think the Giants will continue to struggle. But again, this wasn't really because of anything in particular. The Eagles are just better than us, but I just really can't stand this coaching staff. I think they do a bad job here. And I think that when you see other players go to other organizations and succeed, I think it's an indictment on how bad the coaching staff is and how they're unable to develop players and get the most out of them. Um, and that just continues here. So I don't really know what else to say, man. The bad loss. Scatterboot thing really sucks without question. And again, the officiating is very questionable, but you see that in every game. In every NFL game, you see this shit happening where there's just questionable calls, and a lot of it doesn't make sense. Bronco fans were not happy with the way the game was officiated in Denver, and I agree. I thought the pass interference call, that was for us with little Jordan Humphrey. I thought it was a ticky-tack foul. Technically, it is pass interference, but I don't think you can make that call there. I thought the pass interference they called it on Darius Slayton was an absolute joke. They're both hand fighting one another. I thought it was a terrible call. But they do that a lot. I felt like the officials missed holding calls on both sides. It's just a joke, man. It's terrible. And I don't know what can be done about it, but it's just really bad. It's a really bad look for the NFL, right? Because every week we're talking about like egregiously missed calls by the officials. I think it's terrible. I think the NFL does a really bad job. It just does. It just freaking sucks. That's not the reason the Giants lost. Philadelphia was just much the better team, but the officials are bad. Like I said, you'll see that in every game. But I think that it is what it is. I'm just looking forward to the game next week. One thing I can say about me getting older, man, and just realizing sometimes it takes you a while to realize, and sometimes you're just emotionally beaten down. The Giants will do that to a fan base without question. But you realize, I say this all the time, the Giants take up a good 3 to 6 hours of my Sunday, but after that, it's not really a big deal anymore, man. Life goes on. You know what I mean? I don't take this stuff as seriously as I used to. Do I want the Giants to be good again? Absolutely. Am I sick and tired of seeing them lose? Absolutely. Is it worth getting really pissed off about and ruining your life or ruining your day? No, it's not. It's not. It's not worth it, man. Will there be times that I'm mad and I scream about it? Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be times that I'm pissed off and I scream about it. But today's not one of those days. You got built to ass. You took an ass whooping. You got beat by a better team. You got dominated. You got killed. If I was going to be mad, last week would have been the week to be mad that they fucked that game up. But it's just kind of like, how do you even allow that shit to happen? You're just not a good football team. They have talent. They don't know how to win. And today was just they were outclassed. It's really that simple. I have fun on Twitter, man. I always have fun on Twitter talking shit. That's all it is. I just talk shit. It's just words. I'd say good portion of the Eagle fans I deal with on Twitter, 90%, 95%. I think they're good sports about it. I think they understand what I'm doing. I think they get that. They're NFC East teams, man. You talk shit. It is what it is. But like I said, there's just some complete fucking losers. I mean, they're just pieces of shit. And, no matter how good the Giants are or aren't good, or no matter how good the Eagles are or aren't good, or whatever happens in the NFL, those people will always be pieces of shit. Always. They will have complete meaningless lives, no impact on anybody, no legacy at all. So it's terrible. The Giants, I'll never stop rooting for them. I'll never stop loving them. I'll never stop talking shit. I'll never change the way I am. No matter how good or bad they are, man, it's not going to stop. This is me. I love the Giants till the day I die. If I die tomorrow, I'll go out loving them. If I die 50 years from now, I'll go out loving them. Doesn't matter. We're going to have bad games and bad weeks. This is a bad week. You know, it was a bad week. I had 10 really good days when we beat the Eagles on Thursday. I had 10 really good days and 3 really good quarters. And then reality sets in. And not good. But that's you know, like I said though, man, I shout out to the Eagle fans who, like I said, you know, respect what I do, understand what I do, understand at the end of the day, it's just trash talking. And that's it. And that's really all it is. They're just freaking words. So, you know, again, we were competitive for a little bit in this game, but at the end of the day, the cream rose at the top. They're defending champions for a reason, you know. Big Blue Boss, thank you, bro. Fire Shane Bowen today, tomorrow, yesterday, next week, last week, to infinity and beyond. I'm disgusted with this overrated, overhyped defense, and it's amazing, bro, because at the beginning of the year, I think we were all hyped up about the defense and felt like the defense was going to be the ones to keep us in games. And if the offense could do just enough, we would win. It's been the complete opposite. On the offense struggled today. We got down early. They obviously made a really good adjustment to Jackson Dart. You know, but again, losing Scadabu was a killer. We had drops again. Theo Johnson dropped the pass. We had some bad penalties. The offense is going to have its growing pains. Rookie quarterback, but I really like Jackson Dart. And the offense has actually been the more exciting unit to watch, which is saying something. But it just goes to show you how awful our defense coordinator is. There's just no way. There's no way now you can tell me that if we had any other defense coordinator couldn't get more out of this defense. I'm not saying that this defense has to be the 85 Bears, but you would expect a lot more out of it than you've gotten out of it. And I think that's an indictment on Shane Bowen. AJ, thank you. He says, worst officiating I've ever seen since the Rams-Saints NFC Championship game. This team is so much better than its record indicates. It's frustrating. It is frustrating. I think the game in Denver and the game in Dallas are extremely frustrating. There's no doubt early in the game, the tush push that I felt should have been a fumble and they gave the Eagles ball. That was frustrating too. Today again, though, I just think he got beat by a better team. I hate losing to the Philadelphia Eagles. I can't stand that team. But, you know, when you get soundly beaten the way they did today, I can live with that, man. I can live with that. Some days that just happens. So I can live with them whooping our ass. And the officiating was trash, but they were better. Again, there's 2 games in Dallas and Denver. Those are bad. Those are bad losses. Today, it sucks the way everything happened. But again, they were just much the better team. And that's really all it comes down to, you know. Sucks. Terrorizing, thank you, bro. I appreciate you being a member for 3 years. Fire Shane Bowen, he is buns. He's awful. He's terrible. He's terrible, man. Trenton, thank you. Officials are bad. Hurts balled out. Hurts was good. Hurts was good today. I don't know if he was great, but he made the plays he needed to make, and that's really all that matters. I think a lot of Eagle fans get shit twisted around because they can't differentiate. They can't differentiate between me saying Jalen Hurts is not elite and that Jalen Hurts sucks. You know, like that's the thing. This game's on 6. I got to put it on channel 6. That's the thing. Like when I say Jalen Hurts is an elite, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback by any stretch of the imagination, but they can't. For some reason, the Eagles fans are like, you either think he's elite or you think he sucks. I don't think he sucks. I just don't think he's elite, but he makes the plays that he has to make. That's all they ask him to do. So he does his job very well. He's a very good quarterback. He's just not an elite quarterback, but he did. He made the plays he had to make. The offensive line did a much better job of keeping him upright this time around. I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, oh, he had a better game because it didn't help that we didn't have a Debo Holland out there. We have fucking Deonte Banks, who's just a joke. But he made the plays he had to make, man. Rich, thank you, man. He says, New York Giants does not respect us for key. No, I think the Giants they do a bad job. And I think they're a very unserious football team. I think they're unserious. I don't think they're serious about winning. I don't. I don't think they're serious about winning. The fact that Shane Bowen's still here, especially after the Denver debacle and collapse, I don't think they're serious. I don't think they're a serious franchise. And until they actually show that they are, you shouldn't expect anything to change. I think these players have a lot of talent. I think there's a lot of potential. But I think that if you have, I think if you have these guys developing these players, there's a good chance. There's a really good chance that you're going to screw these guys up and you're going to hinder the development. John, thank you, man. Is there a young group to build around? Scat and Malik may never be the same. Defense stinks even with the D line. No wide receiver 1, 2 elite offensive, no elite offensive guy, but Dart. I think there is. I mean, obviously Malik Neighbors needs to get healthy. He's a piece you build around. I think Scatterbo is a really good running back. It sucks what happened to him today. Injuries are a part of football. It's a shame. It broke my heart because I love the kid. I think he plays his ass off. And again, I think the fact that I think Scatterbo's earned respect around the league really quickly because, like I said, when you have that happen to you in Philly and those fans are giving you an ovation, man, I think that speaks volumes to how much respect Scatterbo and Dart have earned. Again, you're going to talk shit. That's part of football. You're going to talk your shit. You should talk your shit. But I think at the end of the day, when you're a football fan, you look at those guys, and I think they've earned a lot of respect around the NFL, from their peers, from the other fan bases. I think they understand that the Giants got a couple really good young players that are exciting to watch. I think Abdul Carter will be really good if he gets the right defensive coordinator in here. Brian Burns is obviously a beast. He's still young. There's a lot. There's a lot you can build around here, but the Giants still have holes to fill. Their secondary is very weak. They need a lot more depth there. They definitely need a wide receiver too. Without question, they definitely need a wide receiver too. And they got to, they could always use to beef up the offensive line a little bit, although I still think the offensive line has played pretty well. There's things to build on, but I think they need coaches. I think they need a better coaching staff if they're going to get the most out of these guys. Bob, thank you. He says, I'm sorry, Baddog. Dex Lawrence has been invisible this year. 1 sack. We were so overhyped. I agree. I think we were definitely overhyped. I don't know what's going on with Dex. He has not had a very strong season. I hate to say it. But, again, I think human nature. I think when you are used to losing and you're constantly losing, I think sometimes that can wear on you mentally. And I think sometimes you're not all 100% into the game. And I'm not saying that's what's going on with Dex by any stretch of the imagination. But, it very well could be that he's just at his wit's end with losing. I think it wears on some people. Dex has been here for a long time. And outside of 2022, he knows nothing but losing. And he's been one of our best players, if not our best player. And it's not good. Envy the engineer. Thank you, man. As bad as the defense was and giving up 100 yards rushing after the starter to back a running back O-line also played horrendous today for Dart. Yeah, I mean, the O-line gave us some pressure. I think part of that definitely was, like I said, the fact we were behind early and they kind of became one-dimensional. But our defense was disgusting. I mean, they just got blown off the ball. And like I said, usually that's what happens when we play the Eagles. They're usually the ones that are the aggressors. They're the ones that are stronger, more physical, and better. It didn't happen a couple weeks ago Thursday. But it happened today. They were awful today, and they got beat up by a much better team. Without question. It's terrible. Not good, man. Not good at all. There was really nothing good to take out of the game today. I mean, Dart fought. You give him that. I thought Tracy played well. Darius Slayton, he made a couple of catches, which was nice to see. Theo made some good catches, but there's not much to take out of this one today. They got the piss beat out of them. And I think it's the first time. Obviously, the game in New Orleans sucked. With 5 turnovers in a row. I think that was bad. But the Giants are able to move the ball on the Saints all day. Turnovers cost them. I think today is the first time you looked at the offense and go, it just kind of looks stagnant. It looks stagnant. So, again, there's just they got a lot of improvements to make without question, and we'll see how it goes. But it's tough. A tough loss. There's no doubt about it. So I'm not gonna blame the refs, man. The refs were bad. But I'm not blaming them. We got beat up and down that field today. The refs didn't help our cause. And again, I think you could look at any game and you'll see bad officiating in every game, not just this one. So I think of what it is. It is what it is. This guy says, y'all was talking cash money all week when we were missing most of our starters. They ain't trying to hear no injury. I didn't say that. I never said there. If you just came in here, I said no excuse. But of course I'm going to talk shit, dude. It's football. What do you want me to do? Not talk? Come on, man. It's football, bro. That's always going to happen. When we beat your ass, of course you're going to talk shit. I would expect nothing less of Eagle fans this week. You think I'm going to run and hide? I'm right out in plain sight. I don't go anywhere because I don't take this shit seriously, man. It's just talk. It's just talk. That's it. Of course we're going to talk shit when we beat you. But I'm not going to sit here and make excuses and go, oh, well, we didn't have a Debo and Holland and Scott broke his ankle. And blah. All that's true, but that's not why we lost. We lost to a better freaking team. That's it. It's all. It's the truth. That happens. But on that Thursday night, that glorious football night, that glorious Thursday, we were better than you. Of course I'm going to talk my shit. That's where it goes. Goes both ways. I don't hide. I'll be in plain sight on Twitter all week, just like I always am. Next time we do Super Friends, I'll be there front and center in my spot in the basement. I'll be making videos on here. I'll be live streaming. I don't hide. It's not me. It's not me. Players matter. I agree. Players got to do their job, but I don't think that they're set up to succeed here. I just don't. I don't think they're set up to succeed at all. Yeah, the Giants have given up 71 points in the last 5 quarters. After they had 5 shutout quarters, they gave up 71 points. 71 points in 5 quarters. That sucks. I didn't really see the hit. I don't think it was dirty. I think it was just one of those things. I'll have to replay it. But from what I saw, man, I don't think it was dirty. I think it's just a freak injury. Knicks going deep, got a man, and he missed the boy. Bo Nix stinks. Had the guy wide open and totally missed. That's right. We'll always have Thursday. That's probably the highlight. Eagle fans are right. That was our Super Bowl this year. That was our Super Bowl. It is what it is. By the way, if you haven't done so, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. That always helps me out big time if you could do that. I always appreciate that. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say, but I just kind of wanted to come on here and do my thing for a few minutes. I haven't eaten all day. So I want to go eat some food. And again, all my post-game video prior to I'll be live for the Lakers later tonight. I will have like a post-game video where I discuss this more in depth tomorrow afternoon. And then, of course, we'll be live tomorrow night for the therapy session. And then it's on to the 49ers. So, again, want to congratulate the Eagles for kicking our ass. There's absolutely a better team today. And, hopefully we can figure it out and beat San Francisco on Sunday. John, thank you. The run D is trash without Dex, with or without Jahias, and giving huge pass rush. they should trade him and get more traditional run stuffers up front. Not worth it. I don't want to trade Dex. I don't know if Dex is injured. I'm not going to sit here and make an excuse for Dex at all. Well, the Humphrey just went in. Denver's up 7-3. Again, I'm not going to make excuses for him. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been good this year, but maybe he's injured. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm not trading. I'm not ready to give up on Dex. Dex has been our best player for a long time. I don't think he's the issue. Again, I put a lot of the blame on. Again, the players got to tackle and they got to make plays. And Tyler Newman, again, took just completely flat-footed, took a shitty angle at Saquon Barkley and totally missed him. I think that's terrible. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm not ready to trade Dex. Well, let me get out of here. Like I said, I'll do a video tomorrow. We'll talk more about it. And Lakers Live tonight. We'll do a full therapy session tomorrow. And enjoy the rest of your football Sunday. Eagles just whoop their ass, and it is what it is. It's bad diggity dizzle, and I'm out. Peace.